What's up, guys? And today we are playing some Nancy Drew, Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon. For a long time, well, I had to skip this if you hadn't noticed, because for a minute it wasn't working on mine, so I don't know, but it wasn't working on my computer. It was weird, but now it's working, so we're gonna play some Let's Train Blue Moon Canyon. Love this one. Big, well, not the only reason, but a big reason is because the Hardy Boys are in it. I love the Hardy Boys, you know that. Any game that they're in, I think, becomes significantly better. But I enjoy a lot of these games. There's only maybe a few that are a little bit of a chore to play. We're gonna get on into it.
Welcome to my latest case, Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon. To start, choose Junior or Senior Detective. If you're new to adventure games or need some help, click on Tutorial.
I'm not new, but I'm gonna do Junior Detective just because I get lost a lot and I don't want to take too long in this stream to get things done, so we're just gonna do Junior
Dear
Detective.
Hannah, here I am at the railroad station along with a handful of other detectives about to board a train bound for who knows where. The only person who knows where we're going is Lori Gerard. That's the young woman who invited everyone. Actually, she didn't really invite me. She invited Frank and Joe Hardy, and they invited me. And I've always wanted to join forces with the Hardy Boys. I just hope this doesn't turn out to be another one of Lori's silly attempts to grab publicity. Some people can be a little too rich and a little too famous for their own good.
All aboard!
True.
Wish me luck. Love, Nancy.
Well, people, now that our little orientation tour is over, let's get started. Okay, I, again, am Lori Gerard, and the first thing I want to do is thank you all for coming. John Gray, I am so thrilled that you're taking time out from that TV show of yours to do some ghost hunting here with us. I mean, Ghost Chasers is like the best cable show ever. And Charlena Purcell, I cannot tell you how much I adore those romance novels you write. Your characters just seem so real. And all that stuff you know about the Old West, you are just awesome. And Tino Balducci, only the most famous police detective in the country. And then there's Frank and Joe Hardy. They're amateur detectives. My dad and their dad are old friends. And you must be the other amateur detective, their friend, Natalie?
Nancy Drew?
Whatever. All right, I'll bet you're wondering where we're going. Well, we're going to Copper Gorge, Colorado. Why? To solve the mystery of what happened to Jake Hurley, the man who originally owned this train. Because see, one day in 1903, this train was found in a place called Blue Moon Canyon, which was out in the middle of the Nevada desert. Only the engineer was on board, and he was dead. As for Jake Hurley, he had disappeared from the face of the earth. Oh, and two more things. Before he disappeared, Jake was rumored to have found the richest gold mine in the world. And the train he owned, this train, his wife Camille died on it while they were going to the gold fields. It was rumored to be haunted.
She's gone.
Oh my gosh.
What in the world?
What the?
Hey, what's going on?
People should never go tampering with things they don't understand.
Oh, brother.
It's okay. Everybody just stay calm. No need to panic. I'll get to the bottom of this.
Well, Nancy, you're up on all that social etiquette stuff. What are you supposed to do when your hostess vanishes into thin air?
If I don't seem concerned, it's because I'm not. Lori Gerard is a young woman whose only goal in life is to be famous. She craves attention and habitually uses her father's considerable wealth to get it.
If I don't seem concerned, it's because I'm not. That is, quote, gold. So, you think her disappearing like that is just some kind of publicity stunt?
So you think her disappearing like that is just some kind of publicity stunt?
I just think she couldn't resist showing off in front of all of us minor celebrities. What was your name again?
Nancy Drew. You and I have actually met. Sort of. I called you not too long ago when I was at Shadow Ranch. You gave me some information about Dirk Valentine.
Ah, Nancy Drew.
You don't remember me, do you?
No.
What else do you know about Jake Hurley?
Psst, Nancy! Come here!
Excuse me for a second.
He's tall. Okay, I guess we gotta go back there.
Hey, Nance!
Where have you two been?
I followed Tino Balducci.
And I went after John Gray. He went straight to the room in the car that used to be Camille's and didn't come out again. I could hear all these weird noises coming from inside.
Any idea what he was doing?
I was just about to go in, but the next thing I know, Joe's got my arm in a vice grip and is dragging me back here, babbling about how Balducci's our guy.
He found something on the floor right where Laurie was standing when the train went dark. I saw him pick it up and put it in his pocket. Then he left.
Did you see what it was?
When I tried to talk to him, he just kind of brushed me aside and said something snotty like, "I'm on the job here, Junior, so just go back to the playground and stay out of the way." In case you two hadn't noticed, we're not getting a lot of respect around here. Can't we at least tell Balducci that we do stuff for ATAC?
You know the rules.
ATAC?
American Teens Against Crime. We do a lot of undercover work for them.
Wonder Cop's probably never even been undercover.
Joe, let it go. What'd Charlena have to say?
She thinks Laurie is faking this whole disappearance thing.
She's not the only one.
How can you say that? You heard Laurie scream.
Anybody can scream, Joe. Especially girls whose fathers have given them acting lessons along with everything else they've ever wanted.
What about you, Nancy? What do you think?
I kind of agree with Frank.
You've got to be kidding.
Do you think maybe one of Laurie's other guests is in on her disappearance?
It's certainly possible.
From the way she talked, it didn't sound like she knew any of them.
Maybe that's what she wanted us to think.
Or maybe that's what one of them wanted her to think.
Well, whether Laurie disappeared by force or by choice, what we've got to do now is find her.
Absolutely.
Has anyone talked to the engineer?
Not that I know of.
Then I'm going to head up front and tell him what's happened. Maybe he knows something we don't.
Good idea. In the meantime, we'll take another look around in here.
Great. Catch you later.
Okay, I'm just gonna check. Game setup.
Here I am at the railroad station along with a handful of other detectives about to board a train.
Okay. Continue game.
Yes?
What are you working on?
I'm writing my next book. I'm on a deadline, so until I write those two most wonderful of all three-letter words, the end, everywhere I go, my laptop goes, and every chance I get, I write.
Why do you think Laurie invited you on this trip?
No doubt because I'm such an authority on life in the Old West, and because I'm so good at using old information to unearth new information. My knack for research is, well, it's a gift.
What else do you know about Jake Hurley? You know, the man who originally owned this train?
Wealthy, imaginative, adventurous, stubborn, egocentric, and most importantly, he was smitten at the age of 35 by a young French woman named Camille Voulet, who died about a year after they were married.
When did he buy this train?
Sometime in the 1870s, he decided to seek his fortune out west, so he had this train custom built so that he, and some years later his wife, could traverse the mountains and plains in relative comfort.
Where did he meet Camille?
I don't know that. The circumstances surrounding her passing are a bit of a mystery, too. All anyone knows for sure is that years after Camille's death, he showed up in Denver with a pouch full of gold nuggets and semi-precious stones, which he used to purchase mining supplies. He refused to say how he'd come by them, which of course led to speculation that he had found a fantastically rich vein somewhere. Although to this day, its existence remains unsubstantiated, and its location quite unknown.
I should get going.
My publisher thanks you.
Is this Jake and his wife?
Yes. From what I've read, Camille loved to sing and dance, even in death, apparently. Jake reportedly told people that after she died, he would sometimes see strange glowing lights outside the windows at night, bobbing gracefully alongside the train as if dancing with it. He said he found the sight very comforting. I suspect normal people would have found it terrifying.
Back already?
Actually, I really haven't been anywhere. Catch you later.
I can't deal with Frank's hair though. Alright, so
Check.
I'm gonna call Bess and George.
Engineer, what do you want?
Hello, I'm one of the passengers, and I just thought you should know that Laurie Gerard has disappeared.
So?
I just thought you might want to call the police or something.
Hey, all I know is I take orders from Miss Gerard, okay? Right now my orders are to get this train to Copper Gorge non-stop. And until Miss Gerard tells me otherwise, that's what I'm gonna do.
But Laurie may not even be on the train anymore.
Look, Miss Gerard may not be a rocket scientist or anything, but even she knows better than to jump off a moving train.
But
Now, if you'll excuse me,
No one
I
said
got
she
me a train
jumped
to run.
off. Oops, no, not camera. Directory, Bess.
Hello?
hi, Bess.
George, get over here. It's Nancy. It's about time you called.
What's up?
What's up? You're the one who's on the train with a bunch of famous people. You tell us. This is torture, Nancy. I'm dying of curiosity here. Bess, just calm down. Oh, like you're not just as curious as I am. She's been begging me to call you ever since she got here. Only because you've been driving me crazy. I'm supposed to be helping her paint her room, but every other brushstroke, she's like, where do you think she is now? How do you think the Hardy Boys are doing? Why do you think she hasn't called? What do you think Laurie Gerard is wearing? Oh, George, that is so not true. I could care less what Laurie Gerard is wearing. So come on, Nancy. You're on a train full of famous people bound for who knows where. So dish already, would ya? Bess, calm down. Look what you did. You got paint in my hair. I'm sorry. You know, actually, that looks kind of cool. Nice try, Bess. No, really. You're just saying that because you're afraid I'll bail and you'll wind up having to paint this dump all by yourself. George, I kid you not. You should seriously think about doing some major highlights in that color.
What color is it?
Adobe beige.
Nice try, Bess.
What's going on, Nan?
Love Bess.
Our hostess has disappeared.
What do you mean, disappeared?
I mean, the train went into a tunnel, everything went dark, and when the train came out of the tunnel, no Laurie. She just disappeared.
Publicity stunt.
My thoughts exactly.
Remember the time she was allegedly kidnapped from her Vegas hotel room? Yeah, the guy across the hall just happened to have a camera and got it all on tape. It made the evening news in practically every city in the country. And then there was her daring escape the next morning. Only it turns out she faked the whole thing. Of course, she claims her ex-boyfriend faked it to get back at her. She thought she was really being kidnapped. Like anybody believes that.
Sounds to me like somebody has been spending a lot of time reading the tabloids.
George has. Very funny. So what else is going on?
Before she disappeared, Laurie told us that the purpose of this train trip is to find out what happened to Jake Hurley, the train's original owner.
Was he murdered or something?
No one knows. He was married to a woman named Camille, but she died, and he eventually vanished while mining for gold. His train was found abandoned in Blue Moon Canyon, Nevada, with no one on board but his dead engineer.
Whoa, spooky. Have any theories?
Not yet, but the train is also rumored to be haunted by his dead wife.
So first Hurley's wife dies, then Hurley vanishes, then the engineer dies, then Laurie vanishes. A pattern, maybe? Bess, do us all a favor and leave the detective work to Nancy, okay?
Has either of you been to Copper Gorge, Colorado?
Never heard of the place. Why?
Well, that's where the train I'm on is headed. Apparently Jake Hurley buried his wife Camille there after she died on the train.
She died on the train? Ew, creepy.
You gotta die somewhere.
Jake used to see strange lights at night bobbing alongside the train and thought it was Camille dancing.
Super creepy. Yeah, I just got goosebumps. which is hard when you're practically covered in paint.
Oh,
Catch you
man.
later.
We'll be right here. Yeah, washing the paint out of our hair.
All right.
A square and a duck. It looks like this thing opens up. But how? Looks like some sort of steam valve. This door goes outside. Opening it now would not be a good idea. It looks like there's something behind this painting, but I can't seem to move it. Sadie Crawford. Pretty. Looks like some kind of gemstone.
That would probably be the top. So that would not be... Yeah, forgive me, I don't know what I'm doing most of the time. No. Yeah, I'm a little confused. I'm just gonna come back to this. Okay, yeah, it's just matching that. My bad. I was not even paying attention, because I'm bad about that. Alright, so... Not that. Probably it's over here. Oh. But there's no yellow. Oh, there. Yep, that's right. Okay. Right there. Okay, that would be... Okay, yeah, that's right. That's not. I think, yeah, okay. Hold on. I think that might be. No. That's right. Oh, it's not a corner piece. I don't know why I even bothered. That looks right though. Okay, that's right. There we go.
Left pickaxe and lamp with buhl for safekeeping. To open what's closed, lead is the key. Or is it lead is the key?
Writing this down. Right. That took
This must
way
have been
too
the
long.
sleeping car.
Tale of Two Dolls. Ill-tempered Edna could not get her way. She couldn't get Alice to come out and play. I can't. I'm too tired, is what Alice said. I just want to go straight to back to bed. Edna angrily tried to make herself heard, but all that came out was one two-part word. Why, I'm not your mother, yawning Alice replied, till Edna the Terrible finally gave up and cried. Emergency brake, yeah, no. But that will be for later.
I need 4 numbers to unlock this, and there's, what, 10,000 possible combinations? Guessing could take me a while.
Okay. And quick.
Hey,
turn.
come on over here. Hi, you're that Nancy person. How you doing? John Gray.
It's a pleasure to meet you. I've seen your TV show.
Then I don't have to explain what I'm doing.
Yeah, you do.
Right now I'm taking time-lapse electromagnetic readings and recording background noise. This was Camille's private car. If she had something to do with Laurie's disappearance, analyzing these readings may give me a clue as to Laurie's whereabouts.
Are you saying that Camille's ghost kidnapped Laurie?
What to most people are ghosts are actually temporary distortions in local electromagnetic fields caused by the presence of residual psychic energy generated by the person or persons who frequented that particular locale. That's my working theory, at least.
Sorry about that. I was taking a drink.
That's very interesting.
It's all very scientific. But the fact is, Laurie's missing, and I for one am doing everything in my power to find her. The vibes I'm getting make me think she could be in serious trouble.
You don't think Tino Balducci will be able to track her down?
I doubt it. In fact, I kind of feel sorry for the guy. After catching those bank robbers, he can't just be a good cop anymore. He's got to be a great cop. Tough to perform under that kind of pressure.
Is Lori a friend of yours?
First time I met her was when I boarded this train with all the rest of you. I knew her by reputation, of course, like everyone else who reads the tabloids. It doesn't appear that anyone aboard this train is her friend.
Maybe she planned it that way.
You mean so we'd concentrate all our efforts on finding Jake Hurley? Possible, although she really doesn't strike me as being the planning type.
What's your opinion of Charlena Purcell?
Charlena Purcell writes romance novels. End of comment.
Thanks for the chat.
Goodbye.
So you don't like her because she writes romance novels? Is that what it was?
This looks like some sort of game. Nothing happens. I'll bet I have to wind it up first.
Yes.
The Little Book of Samplers.
Surely there is no greater joy for the 19th century woman, young or old, than to bring a piece of linen to life with needlepoint, requiring only needle thread, care, and imagination. The word sampler comes from the Latin word exemplum, which means example, that which serves as a model. The best samplers not only allow their creators to recall what particular embroidery stitches look like when executed properly, but also demonstrated to the world their mastery of an important womanly skill. Indeed, many a gentleman's head has been turned, and many a marriage fortified by a well-crafted sampler. It is acceptable in these modern times for samplers to take many forms. One classic is the long and narrow band sampler, which features bands of flowery border designs as well as rows of numbers in the alphabet. Another classic is the spot sampler, a delightful display of randomly placed images or motifs. Most motifs are naturalistic objects that have specific meanings in the language of samplers. Here's a list of common motifs and their meanings. Duck, marital fidelity. Eagle, America. Harp, purity. Square, nature. Star, bravery. Crown, eternity. Owl, wisdom. Dog, faithfulness. Dove, charity. Cherry, departed. Lion, strength. Bell, music, joy. Horseshoe, good luck. Butterfly, new beginning. Shell, good fortune. Heart with key, beloved. Nowadays, most samplers are colorful variations of the two classic styles and are largely decorative in nature. Houses, schools, and churches take center stage in some. In others, mottos, verses, and important dates are featured. There is an alarming trend among some sampler makers to use only one stitch, the simple and rather plain cross stitch. It behooves these women to remember that nothing catches the eye like variety, nor holds the heart like a multi-talented seamstress. Okay. That's important for later, all that information, you know that.
Sickly Sarah caught a germ so new, it made one of her pretty green eyes turn blue.
Huh. Okay. Nice riddle or something. Not riddle. Rhyme. Alright, so
I
There's
need
a
some
piano.
music. It's locked. Looks like Camille was teaching herself how to play the piano. Thomasina O'Neill.
okay.
Looks like some kind of sewing sampler. I wonder if there's a relationship between those symbols and those numbers.
Alright, so
Finish that. Finish that.
Hey, Nancy, right?
You've got a better memory than our hostess.
Who doesn't? Amateur detective, huh? Ever thought about becoming a real detective? You know, like me?
Well, I don't know. Do you like what you do?
I love it. You, heard about those bank robberies I solved, right?
Yes, I sure did.
Baffling case. Two-man team at 17 banks in 3 states in 5 days? FBI had no idea who the perps were. But after forcing their vehicle to a stop, confronting them, despite the fact that they were armed and giving chase, I single-handedly made the collar.
I heard all they had was a plastic knife from a carry-out chicken place.
You heard wrong. You see, Nancy, when somebody does something really remarkable in this country, the first thing everybody else does is try to tear them down. Reporters, late-night comedians, even some of my fellow officers, all have been spreading vicious lies about me. Why? Because they've never done anything remarkable in their sorry little lives, and they're jealous. Anyway, you should look around in here. Lots of interesting stuff. This was Jake's private car, you know.
I understand that you found something on the floor in the dining car.
Yeah, at first I thought it was an old coin, but it turned out to be some kind of slug.
Do you think it had anything to do with Lori's disappearance?
Nah, probably been lying there for 100 years. May have served a purpose back then, but now, worthless.
May I see it?
Sure, in fact, here, keep it. Wear it around your neck or something. That way, when people ask you where you got it, you can tell them Tino Balducci gave it to you. The Tino Balducci.
This guy's so full of himself.
Oh, thank you.
What else can I do for you?
So, what do you think happened to Lori?
Well, she could have been kidnapped. She could have been tossed off the train. She could be hiding from us. But I obviously won't know which until I've gathered all the facts.
So, you're gathering facts?
Of course. It may not look it because that's my style. I'm a low-key kind of guy. But hey, don't worry. I'll know the facts when I know the facts. The truth can't be rushed, you know.
Have you had a chance to talk to Charlena Purcell?
Now, why would I want to do a thing like that?
You don't like her?
I can't stand those sappy books she writes. And seeing as I said as much during an interview on national TV once, it's a pretty safe bet she doesn't like me.
Have you talked to John Gray?
The ghost guy? Total quack. Only reason I'd talk to him would be to arrest him for fraud.
It's been great talking to you.
Helping people is what I'm all about.
Wow, and he said nice things about you, but okay. Or maybe he didn't.
Wonder what Jake used this for. Another gemstone. Looks like an old-fashioned cigar box. Wonder why it's locked. And what does AG mean?
Gemstones and how to identify them. Gemstones include any number of crystalline rocks, which then cut and polished can be used as jewelry. Their commercial value usually depends on how rare they are, although beauty is certainly a factor as well, because... Sorry, 1 second. Okay, sorry. The commercial value usually depends on how rare they are, although beauty is certainly a factor as well, because gemstones are, more often than not, found by accident. It behooves miners, prospectors, and even farmers to be able to recognize them, for the earth holds many natural treasures, but only for those who know what to look for. Quartz is one of the most abundant minerals on earth. Crystalline quartz is a composite of 6-sided prisms which have grown together in a process called twinning. Sometimes the crystals grow at right angles to each other, but more frequently true crystals grow from a common prism face, or several crystals grow into each other so that the corner of one penetrates the face of another. Amethyst is crystalline quartz that is lilac to deep purple in color. The deeper the color, the more valuable it is. Citrine, a form of quartz that is a rich golden color, is closely related to amethyst. In fact, if amethyst is heated to 550 degrees centigrade, it becomes citrine, for the heat eliminates the impurity that causes its purple coloration. Tiger's eye is a fibrous type of crystalline quartz, in which thin yellowish and reddish brown bands are apparent when light reflects off its polished surface. Diamond is pure carbon and is formed deep in the mantle of the Earth, where extreme temperatures more than 1,000 degrees centigrade and extreme pressure 50,000 times greater than on the Earth's surface make its crystal extremely compact and strongly bonded, hence diamonds' well-known hardness. Due to their hardness, low-quality diamonds have many industrial uses, such as for grinding wheels and drill bits. Magma brings diamond crystals to the Earth's surface along with other rocks from the mantle. These kimberlite pipes often contain olivine, peridot, garnet, and zircon. I don't know why I said zircon. As well as diamond. When gem hunters spot any of the indicator minerals pictured below, they would do well to search the surrounding area for diamond crystals. Tourmaline. Apologize if I say any of these wrong. Comes in so many colors that it probably has at one time or another been confused with all the other stones in this book. That's cool looking though. However, tourmaline crystals are deeply and distinctively striated, grooved, prismatic, and triangular in cross-section. The most common color is black, but some tourmaline crystals are multicolored, such as watermelon tourmaline, which is pink on the inside and green on the outside. Beryl is a very diverse mineral with several gemstone varieties. Common beryl is an opaque milky green, while its rarer gem varieties are transparent. All varieties form long hexagonal prismatic crystals which are similar to tourmaline crystals, but lack tourmaline's characteristic striations. Aquamarine is the blue-green to deep blue variety of beryl. While most gemstones form relatively small crystals, aquamarine has been known to form crystals weighing more than 100 pounds, although such specimens are rare. Emerald is a deep green variety of beryl which gets its color from trace amounts of chromium. Emerald gemstones tend to contain extraneous matter. Indeed, the source of a stone can sometimes be pinpointed by examining its impurities or inclusions. Garnet is a relatively common gemstone because garnets often appear in their host rocks as almost perfectly faceted crystals. They have attracted human attention for centuries. Unlike other gemstones, garnet forms relatively spherical crystals that are generally reddish in color and look somewhat like pomegranate seeds. Pyrope. Garnet crystals are deep red. They form in the Earth's mantle and are brought to the Earth's surface in much the same way as diamond crystals. Therefore, finding pyrope increases the likelihood, but doesn't guarantee that diamond can be found in the vicinity. Peridot is the most well-known form of olivine. Its bright apple green crystals are thick and vertically striated, with wedge-shaped terminations and an oily luster. Most peridot is found amid basaltic rocks, which have been brought to the Earth's surface by lava. Corundum, or aluminum oxide, is second in hardness only to diamond, and as a component of the black magnetic rock known as emery, has been mined and used for thousands of years as an abrasive. Its crystals are commonly six-sided and barrel-shaped with tapering ends and are, when pure, colorless. Rubies are one of the two gem varieties of corundum or something. Rubies are deep red and are formed when chromium substitutes for aluminum as corundum crystallizes. Sapphires include all the other color variations of gem corundum and may be pink, yellow, green, blue, or colorless, depending on which transitional elements, such as iron and titanium, influence the crystallization process. However, cornflower blue sapphires are by far the most sought after. Zircon. That is gemstone quality rivals diamond in its beauty and brilliance, though not in hardness. Zircon crystals are typically prismatic with pyramidal ends and are usually found as single specimens. They may be suspended in rock, or because they are dense and durable, small green-like crystals are often found in beach placer deposits? What? Parkour? Okay, whatever, sorry guys. Naturally, gemstones are usually reddish brown, but when subjected to heat, they turn yellow, colorless, or blue. And that's it.
Camille with Hager Anderson and Chantilly Hildegard.
Here's a periodic table. Okay. Now we need that for something later.
J.H. For Jake Hurley, obviously. Must be Jake's insignia.
Sometimes
Eliza Sandberger.
received of Jake Hurley for the price of $3.73. One Krollmeister doll with decorative red ribbon. Wasn't Krollmeister a typewriter? On the 16th day of June, 1880. We'll call this one Eliza Sandberger. Okay.
An old scale. Strange. It seems to be built into the wall. Those symbols look like the ones I saw in that sampler. It's locked.
See if he has anything else to
What's
say.
going on?
You've been a big help.
Helping people's what I'm all about.
Okay, nope.
Check.
Oops, wrong way.
Sup?
I won't keep you any longer.
Goodbye.
Alright, so I guess no one's gonna be of help right now.
Hello?
Hi, Beth.
Hey, what's going on?
If I told you that I needed a hint, what would you say?
I'd say it's about time. I'd say fire away.
How do I move that painting of the eagle that's in the dining car? It doesn't seem to want to budge.
There's something in Jake's car that can handle such weighty matters. But to use it, you need to take a good look at that painting and a good look at what's hanging in Camille's car, and then match a picture to a number. And even then, you're going to need a way of arriving at that number, which means you're going to have to start picking up slugs. Ew. The metal kind of slug, Bess, not the slimy kind.
Excellent. You guys are great.
We know.
See ya.
More questions?
The others on the train, John Gray and that police detective, do you know them very well?
I don't know them at all. Needless to say, I don't watch television, so I've never even seen Mr. Gray before. Although I do know that his profession, if you can call it that, is rife with crackpots. As for Mr. Balducci, from what I've read, his success in solving those robberies was less a matter of talent and more a matter of being in the right place at precisely the right time.
Do you think he's a good investigator?
No. You and those two Boy Scouts you're with would make better detectives. Is that all, dear?
I'll let you get back to your writing.
My publisher thanks you.
Do you have Boy Scouts? I'm a fighter.
What have you got?
They kind of look like Boy Scouts right now, though. Especially Frank, I mean.
See you in a bit.
If you need anything, just let us know.
Engineer,
Hi.
is this Miss Gerard?
No, my name's Nancy Drew.
Too bad.
No. Okay. Alright.
Still have... An eagle. Where else have I seen an eagle?
Alright, here's the case journal. The train run is going to Copper Gorge, Colorado, the place where Jake's wife, Camille, was buried. At least that's what we were told. No one's telling where this train will really... No telling where this train will really end up. Dad got me a brand new, simple-to-use camera phone. The only hard part is remembering to take pictures with it. Less than a half hour after the train left the station, Laurie Gerard disappeared right in front of our eyes. It could be a hoax, but the only way to know for sure is to start talking to people and find out who knows what, especially Tino Balducci, who, according to Joe Hardy, may have found a clue. Charlena Purcell is convinced that Laurie faked this whole disappearance thing and isn't the least bit worried about her. I'd be more inclined to trust Charlena's judgment if I weren't a little irritated by the fact that she didn't remember me from Shadow Ranch. The note about Bureau? What? What? Okay, that I found said the lead is the key. When it comes to opening something, I wondered if he meant lead, as in the word that rhymes with reed, or the metal kind of lead, as in the word that rhymes with red. John Gray's just as gung-ho about recording and analyzing ghostly phenomena in real life as he is on TV. He seems nice enough, but people that fanatical and that smart weren't watching, because there's always the possibility that they know more than they're saying. The needlepoint samplers in what used to be Camille's train car includes a train. Is this supposed to be the train we're on? And some of the symbols on it seem to be associated with numbers. Why? And who or what is awful Ursula? Did she have something to do with the haunted train rumors? I found a book on samplers in Camille's car. She probably referred to it while she was making the sampler. I saw in there. Poor Camille. What a life that must have been. Traveling around on a train all the time, having only Jake and his engineer for company. The sampler she made is rich with detail, and no wonder. She had nothing but time on her hands. Tino Balducci seems to be a lot of bluster and not much else. What's more, I get the feeling he knows it and is feeling a little insecure, which means I'd better stay on my toes when I'm around him. People like him are liable to do or say anything. Jake kept a book on how to identify gemstones in his train car. I guess when you're looking for gold and you're liable to find other valuable rocks too. It would sure be nice to know whether he ever found the gold he spent his whole life looking for. Alright. Back to more pressing matters.
It's locked.
Just looking through again. Awful Ursula. Eagle. 2. I'm not sure if that means anything though. Just the piano.
darn.
Okay, let's do this again. Alright. Timing was bad.
I did it!
Alright,
Wonder what's in here.
What's up?
I won't keep you any longer.
Take care.
alright, so useless. Sorry. Useless. Little book of samples. Eagle. Is there? Okay, eagle means America. But I don't think that helps me at all, but I know. I don't know. Okay. Wait. I grab that. I'm going the wrong way. Go the right way. And go the right way. Okay. This way. Maybe. I have 3 and 7. Oh, okay.
That square and that duck look very familiar. Still have to do that.
No.
Check. If those are candle holders, they are very strange. Wonder what's supposed to go here. Looks like I need to enter 8 letters into this thing. The question is, which 8 letters?
Hello?
Hi, Beth.
Hey, what's going on?
How about a hint?
You bet.
I found a piece of sheet music, but the question now is, what am I supposed to do with it?
I'd set it on the piano, play the tune that's written on it, and see what happens. But since I can't read music, told you not to quit piano lessons. Yes, Bess. Anyway, if I were you, I'd take a good look around Camille's car. Maybe she had a book or something that tells how to read music. Or wind up that steeplechase game again, listen real hard to the tune you hear, then try to play it on the piano. Good idea. With any luck, the tune that plays during the game is the same one as the one on the sheet music.
Okay, thanks a bunch.
You're welcome a bunch.
Goodbye.
Alright.
What's going on?
Thanks for your help.
Not a problem.
Nancy, he didn't help. Okay. No, I'm not doing that. You. I don't even know. Okay. Yep. Gemstones, what they mean.
Another gemstone.
More questions?
I should get going.
Let me know if you run across anything juicy.
What have you got?
See you soon.
If you need anything, just let us know.
Okay, it says figure out how you're supposed to move that painting of the eagle that's in the dining car. Find out what the deal is with those colored blocks in that drawer in the sleeping car. You're supposed to make a pattern with them. If so, what pattern? To open the lock in the sleeping car, I need to dial in 4 numbers. Figure out which 4 numbers. Figure out why a square and a duck are on stove, and if they have anything to do with opening it. Alright, figure out how to open that old cigar box and what used to be Jake's train car. It must have something to do with the letters AG, but what? See if and how those symbols on the stove are related to those symbols on the sampler.
Still have to do that.
Okay. Okay.
Can't go outside until the
I keep
train
forgetting.
stops.
I can't go out that way. I don't think I can play on the piano with him there, but I'll try just to get that prompt thing.
If I had some music, I could play a tune.
Don't do that, please! Those microphones I set up over there are very sensitive. Just about took out my eardrums.
Poor thing.
You can play that thing when I'm done. I'll let you know when that is, all right?
Okay.
Ooh, Nancy's in trouble. Okay. Guess I'm leaving that there. Are there any books? I remember this one, the little book of samples. Okay. Eagle. Square. There we go. There's
Teddy Eberhardt. I wonder what's under here, and what the deal is with those weird-looking bolts.
AG silver. All right.
Silver. What do all those colors have to do with silver?
The gemstones? Writing this down. Green. Red, purple, yellow. An 8. Got that. There's nothing to click there. 3.
Looks like to make this thing, whatever it is, I'm going to need a spyglass, a pickaxe, and a lamp. Citrine, amethyst, zircon, those are all gemstones, I think.
Yes. Correct, Nancy. You should know this. This is part of something. Huh. Wait, hold on, let me look back at that. Okay, so apologies, Camille burst tears at the sight of the crack which now traverses naughty Tina's face. Tears were continued unabated for hours. I told her I'd ordered her another as soon as we reached Copper Gorge. Could be upset, so upset about something that before dawn I accidentally knocked the one Camille calls naughty Tina off the shelf, and literally, I'm afraid, fractured his tiny skull. Despite my heart fell. Apologies, Camille burst into tears at the sight of the crack which now traverses naughty Tina's face. Tears continued unabated for hours. I told her I'd order her another as soon as we reached Copper Gorge. Okay, that's just what it said.
Jake said a pickaxe goes here.
Okay. Okay.
Jake said a lamp goes here. Jake said a spyglass goes here.
Okay.
According to that diagram I found, those 6 gemstones are supposed to go in these 6 holders, but I have no idea which one goes where.
Okay. 3. 3, 1. 3, 1, 2. 3, 1, 2. 1, 2. I'm gonna write this down real quick. 3, 1, 2. 7. 1, 2, 7. 5. 3, 1, 2, 7, 5, 4. Nope. 3, 1, 2, 7, 5, 8. Nope. 3, 1, 2, 7, 5, 9. There we go. 6. Okay, 3. Nope. 2, 7, 5, 9, 8. In case I get this one wrong. 4. I didn't. Okay. There we go.
Lori?
Oh my gosh! I never thought you'd be the one to find me. No offense. Nadine?
Nancy.
close.
Nancy Drew.
Well, as you can see, I wasn't really spirited away by ghosts or anything. That bookshelf in the dining car, you step on this thing in the floor in there, and it slides open. I practiced disappearing for weeks.
So it was just all for show?
Well, not entirely. See, here's the deal. My dad wound up with this train when he bought out Noram Shipping. They'd been storing it in this old warehouse outside St. Louis for so long that everybody had just forgotten about it. Anyway, after like mass begging on my part, Dad had the train restored to working condition and got me an engineer and track permits and all that other stuff until finally, here we are, on our way to find out what happened to Jake Hurley.
Why do you need a train to find out what happened to him?
Well, see, I was one of the first people in like 100 years to set foot on this train, okay? Everything was just the way it was when Jake disappeared. Except I also found this. It's a letter that Jake wrote in 1901 to his niece back east. He was real paranoid about claim jumpers, which is why he never told anyone where his mine was. But he was also afraid something would happen to him and no one would ever know where it was. So he wrote this letter to his only living relative, Ruth Kensington. Here, take it.
You want me to have it? Why?
Because you found me. See, in that letter, Jake tells Ruth that everything she needs to figure out where his mine is on this train. He also warns her that his wife's spirit is on the train too, which kind of creeps me out. But the thing is, to find Jake's lost mine, we need the train.
How do you know this Ruth person didn't find the mine decades ago?
Mostly because I found that letter in the wastebasket. It was like she'd gotten so ticked off, trying to follow her nutty uncle's clues, that she finally said to heck with the whole thing.
What about the other people you invited on this trip?
If you want to show them that letter, go ahead. It's totally up to you. We're going to Copper Gorge because that's where Jake buried Camille, so I figured his mine might be somewhere around there too. But if you think we need to go somewhere else, you just let me know and I'll have the engineer take us there.
Gotta readjust. Okay. Alright, so...
How well do you know your guests?
Well, I don't know you or those Harvey guys at all.
Hardy. Frank and Joe Hardy.
Whatever. I didn't know John Gray before this either, but I love his show. And I figured he'd jump at the chance to investigate an honest-to-goodness haunted train. And now that someone has finally found me, I can finally go meet him for real.
What about Charlena Purcell?
I just know her from her books, which are so good. In fact, I just started reading her latest one, The Moon Tells No Lies. See, what I'd really like to do is write romance novels. Everybody who knows me says I'd be really good at it. In fact, a while back, I sent Charlena some ideas, you know, just to see what she thought.
And?
She hated them.
We didn't try to find the...
How well do you know Tino Balducci?
I met Tino right after he got famous for solving those robberies. Inviting him here for this was a no-brainer. I mean, what an awesome detective. And those piercing eyes of his? You just know his mind's in there going 90 miles an hour.
How come you didn't try to
Someone's
find the
got a
mine
crush.
yourself?
Maybe I did. Or maybe I just thought letting other people try to find it would be a good excuse to throw a party. I like parties.
Bye.
As soon as you figure it out, let me know.
Alright, so...
Jack.
Found her.
Yes?
I'll come back later.
I'll be waiting.
I can use this to open that grate I saw in Camille's car.
Oh.
Looks like a dance floor, maybe?
I know we have to send that to Bess, that's why I even sent it to her. Alright.
Hello?
Hi, Bess.
Hey, what's going on?
I get the definite feeling Laurie Gerard has a thing for Tino Balducci.
I saw him on TV once. He is very cute.
Laurie thinks he's the world's greatest detective.
And you don't?
I think he thinks he is.
I think the only reason he's famous is because he looks good on camera. Well, I think you two are being way too hard on him. Just because he's good looking doesn't mean he can't also be smart. In fact, maybe Balducci tries to look incompetent on purpose. You know, to give the bad guys a false sense of security so it's easier to catch them. Ever think of that? No, Bess, I never did. Well, there you go.
How about a hint?
You bet.
There's a panel in the sleeping car that I'd like to open, but it's got a 4-digit tumbler lock on it. How can I get it open?
Maybe those 4 digits on the lock have something to do with the 4 words that Jake said Camille had taken with her to her grave. But even after you figure out what they are, you're still going to have to translate them into numbers somehow. That sampler hanging in Camille's car translates images into numbers. So maybe what you need to find is something that translates words into images. Know what I'd do if I were you? I'd go to Camille's car and sample some reading material.
Great. Thanks, guys.
We aim to please.
Bye.
Was it in here?
That tool I saw in the caboose. I bet that's what you use to unscrew these bolts.
I don't even know. Okay. obviously I do not know how to unscrew bolts. Okay, got it.
Here we go.
Alright. What'd that do?
I'm done with that.
What's up?
I found Lori safe and sound in the caboose, so I guess those vibes you got about her being in serious trouble were wrong.
Strange. My vibes are never wrong. What's even stranger is I'm still getting them. So maybe they're not about Lori. Maybe they're about you.
I'm confused. Are you a scientist or a psychic?
I happen to be both. What's commonly referred to as psychic phenomena is all a matter of energy. Just because we don't know where that energy is generated or how to measure it yet, doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. Trust me, either you or Lori is, or soon will be, in big trouble.
Could you be more specific?
Unfortunately, no.
I won't keep you any longer.
Goodbye.
I'm gonna go to the first car first. I didn't even actually want to tell him that, so I don't know why I did. Okay. I need to save. It's been a while. Well, I haven't actually saved at all. No.
Hey, Nancy,
What's with the Cheshire Cat grin?
you found Lori.
Yep, she's holed up in the caboose. And as a reward for finding her, she let me have this. It's a letter from Jake to his niece in which he leaves clues telling her how to find his mine. Only the clues are extremely obtuse.
You found Lori, you got the letter with all the clues. Guess you don't need us anymore.
Oh, Joe, quit pouting. Want any help?
Are you kidding? You bet I do.
Now you're talking.
I found a diagram for some kind of contraption that Jake designed, but to operate it you need his pickaxe and some kind of lamp or lantern, which it looks like he gave to somebody named Buell.
Buell? Joe, show her.
Show her what?
That old picture we found.
Okay.
We found this on the bookshelf. See? Buell's Supplies and Pawn Shop. That's gotta be the same Buell Jake gave his axe and lantern to.
Yeah, 100 years ago. And the guy was a pawnbroker, Frank. The stuff's probably long gone.
Or maybe it's still somewhere in Copper Gorge.
Well, that's where we're headed, so let's just hope for the best.
Right.
It stands to reason that the only person other than Jake who had to have known the location of Jake's mine was the engineer on Jake's train.
Very true.
Not necessarily. Jake might not have told him the exact location. Maybe he just had him drop him off somewhere nearby.
Well, still, we'd be way ahead of the game if we knew where that drop-off point was.
If the engineer had any surviving relatives, we may be in luck.
The guy died more than 100 years ago. How are we supposed to find out his name?
Maybe Charlena What's-Her-Face could tell us how to go about it.
Good idea, Frank. I'll ask her. See you later.
You know where to find us.
Yes?
I found Lori. She's in the caboose. You were right. She disappeared because she wanted to see which of us would find her first.
And you won. Congratulations.
Did you know that Lori wants to be a romance novelist?
Doesn't everyone?
Have you discussed any of her ideas with her?
No. Could we please talk about something a little more pleasant?
How would I go about finding out the name of Jake's train engineer?
If you're smart, you'd ask me. And because my work is going surprisingly well, during my next break, I'll log on to my archives at home and see what I can turn up.
That'd be great, thank you.
Whoever invented the cellular modem, that's whom you should thank, dear.
I'll touch bases with you later.
That would be nice.
All right.
Engineer, this better be Miss Gerard.
Well, actually...
Forget it.
Ooh. All right. All right. I guess I'm gonna move on.
Whoa! Somebody must have thrown the emergency brake.
The question is, did somebody throw the brake? Or something?
Oh, Joe, now you sound like Lori.
Hey, I was the first one on the scene, and I saw no one.
What did the engineer say?
He said the train could have derailed. He reset the brake, muttered a few choice words, then headed back to the engine just as you and Lori showed up.
Everybody was there except Charlena. I don't think she left her laptop the whole time.
Do you think she could have thrown the brake and snuck back to her laptop without your seeing her?
Not likely, but possible, I guess.
The question is, why? What did she or anybody else stand to gain by stopping the train?
Answer? Nothing. Which is why I think we should at least consider the possibility that something less human in nature may be at work here.
Ah, Joe.
I'm going to see if Balducci's done dusting for fingerprints. Catch you later.
More questions?
Do you have a theory as to who pulled the emergency brake?
Well, I know it wasn't me. I assume it wasn't you, and I highly doubt it was Lori. So that leaves those two friends of yours, Mr. Gray and Mr. Balducci.
What do you think their motive was?
I don't know about your friends, but perhaps those other two simply thought it would be fun. Boys
No.
will be boys.
I'm not immature like that.
Were you able to find the name of Jake's train engineer?
I came across 3 references to the fact that Jake had an engineer, but I'm afraid none of them included his name. I failed. Sorry.
Would you like to see the letter that Lori gave me as a reward for finding her?
The one in which Jake Hurley supposedly tells his niece how to find his lost mine? No, thank you. I happily leave it to you to try to solve the mystery of his disappearance. You can afford to look foolish, dear. I can't.
Aren't you even going to try finding out what happened to Jake Hurley?
No time. The only reason I haven't insisted that Lori release me from all this silliness is there's always the possibility that what happened to him has the makings of a bestseller. Although I highly doubt it.
Why are you so sure that Jake's story wouldn't make a bestseller?
His story is an all too common one. A man wanders off into the desert in search of gold and never returns. Why? He either doesn't have enough food or water, or he encounters hostile natives.
But why was his train found out in the middle of nowhere with just the dead engineer on board?
That does make the story a little more interesting. My guess is the engineer got tired of waiting for Jake to return, took off in the train to get help, and died of a heart attack along the way, after which the train rolled to a stop in Blue Moon Canyon. Anyone experienced enough to single-handedly run a steam engine would have been quite a bit older than Jake.
What do you think happened to Camille?
She probably died of something mundane like pneumonia or even measles. Now, if it was wintertime when she died, and they were in the mountains, Jake no doubt kept her body on the train for months before he buried her, which is rather delicious in a morbid sort of way.
I'll let you get back to your writing.
My
Delicious?
publisher thanks you.
Okay,
Nancy, you missed it.
Missed what?
The argument of the century.
Joe, he's exaggerating.
Aw, come on, you heard them. They were ready to tear each other to shreds.
Who?
Charlena and Lori.
All we heard was the tail end of it, and unfortunately, we really couldn't make out what they were saying.
So you don't know what they were arguing about?
No.
But whatever it was, both of them were absolutely out of their minds, livid.
And it would probably be a good idea to find out why.
Let me look into it. I'll talk to you later, okay?
You know where to find us.
alright. Yeah, eventually, I don't know. I have to ask about him first, but whatever.
More questions?
What were you and Lori arguing about earlier today?
Lori and I? We weren't arguing. We were simply discussing a topic about which both of us are passionate, that's all.
Were you discussing her wanting to be a romance novelist?
No. And even if we were, that's really none of your business. I know that sounds harsh, but really, Nancy, eavesdropping is so tacky.
Actually, it was Frank and Joe Hardy who overheard you. They said I should talk to you before they gave me all the gory details, but since you obviously don't want to tell me your side of the story, I'll just have to get the scoop from them.
No, you don't have to do that. A storyline that Lori submitted to me found its way into my last book, despite the fact that she never received compensation for it. She's reading the book now, and when she got to that part, she freaked.
You stole one of her ideas?
She had no business sending me unsolicited material. But technically, yes. Now, legally, she can't prove anything, and I'm certainly not about to admit anything.
You just did.
And it's not as if she needs the money. But that's what we were arguing about. For what it's worth, I'm going to talk to this producer I know to see if he'll cast Lori in his next movie. It'll help ease my conscience, and who knows? She could wind up being a star. I mean, she is blonde.
I'll touch bases with you later.
All right, then.
Yeah, rich blonde.
Hey, how's it going?
Talk to you later.
Sounds good.
Can we talk to...
Can't go outside until
Why
the
do I
train
keep going
stops.
back here? I don't know why. Okay. Ooh.
What is that?
I would jump off the train.
Well, it's the little lady detective. What do you need?
I found Lori. She was hiding in the caboose.
Oh, yeah?
She disappeared because she wanted to see who'd find her first, which is why she left that clue behind.
That slug? I mean, I knew that slug was a clue. That's why I gave it to you. I
Sure.
mean, I could have found Lori no sweat. But I thought, hey, why not give somebody else a shot? And you came through. Nice job.
Thank you.
But look, from now on, if you come across anything that may have something to do with Jake Hurley and his mind, let me know, okay? Just so I can, give you advice, help you sort things out. After all, the opportunity to work side by side with a world-famous police detective doesn't come along every day, you know.
How did you and Lori meet?
We met at a party in New York. Nice girl. Not a lot upstairs, but nice girl.
Did you two go out?
Nope, no, never went out. No.
What do you think happened to Jake Hurley?
He probably died trying to work that mine of his all by himself. But I'll let you in on a secret. I'm onto something that could crack this case wide open.
What did you find?
Sorry, can't go into detail. Let's just say that thanks to yours truly, what happened to Jake Hurley won't be a mystery much longer.
Did you find any fingerprints on the emergency brake handle?
None that were any help, thanks to Casey Jones up there. I told the old geezer not to touch anything, but he went and got his big, fat, oily paw prints all over the place. If we didn't need him to drive the train, I'd charge him with obstruction of justice.
Did you do anything else besides look for fingerprints?
Of course. As a matter of fact, I found this. Probably fell out of the perp's pocket while he was yanking on the handle.
Looks like some kind of thermometer.
Yeah, like the kind a certain ghost hunter uses on that bogus show of his.
You think John Gray threw the brake? But why would he do that?
Because they're thinking about axing his show, that's why. I checked with this buddy of mine in L.A. Gray's got to come up with something real big real soon, or he's toast. And you can't get much bigger than a train with a spooky past that's prone to strange accidents, now can ya?
Have you confronted John with your suspicions?
All in due time. I always like to get my ducks in a row before I make an arrest.
You're going to arrest him?
Hey, the train could have derailed. We're talking reckless endangerment, attempted assault, maybe even attempted murder. John Gray wanted publicity. That's exactly what I'm gonna give him.
Do you think I could take a closer look at that cougar statue?
What, that cigar clipper? Go ahead, take a look.
I'll bet I need this stone to build that thing in the diagram I found. But if I remove it now, Tina will know I'm onto something. Interesting. I just wanted to get a good look at it, that's all.
What else can I do for you?
You've been a big help.
Not a problem.
Yes?
I hear that Tino and you used to be an item.
How did you know that?
So it's true?
We went out a couple of times, yeah. As for why we stopped going out, you'd have to ask him.
Do you have any idea who threw the emergency brake?
I know exactly who did it.
How do you know?
Well, who else could it be? Camille. None of us has any reason to stop the train, but Camille? She doesn't want us to find Jake's mine, so she's going to do whatever she can to keep its location a secret.
Did you see something?
Well, no. But I'll tell you what. Your friend, that Jim Harley guy?
Not Jim, Joe Hardy.
Yeah, well, he thinks it's Camille, too. He just doesn't have the guts to say so.
Bye.
Keep me posted.
Jim Harley. Oh no.
Hello?
Hi, Beth.
Hey, what's going on?
Charlena and Lori had this big, huge argument, and you'll never guess why.
Lori called Charlena a hack.
No.
Charlena called Lori an airhead.
No.
Bess, she doesn't really want you to guess, okay? Tell us, Nan.
Well, it seems that Lori sent Charlena a bunch of story ideas, one of which Charlena used in her latest book without telling or paying Lori.
Charlena stole something Lori wrote? That's incredible. No, the fact that Lori wrote something that Charlena thought was worth stealing. That's what's incredible.
It makes me think that Lori may not be quite as dumb as she looks.
Yeah, better keep an eye on her, Nan.
Catch you later.
We'll be right here.
I'll be right back. Right, and we're back. Can you hear me good? Or well, sorry. I trip over myself a lot when I'm talking on stream. Right. It's not horrible. I'm just gonna deal with that. Alright. Hold on. Oops. Oops, okay.
Guess I'm done. Strange. All that's left is a jumble of letters. Jake's mine must be somewhere on this map, but where? If I had a lamp, this is where I'd put it. Jake said a pickaxe goes here.
Yeah, we know that.
Hello?
Hi, Beth.
Hey, what's going on?
I'll talk to you guys later.
Let us know what happens.
I don't know. Green, red, purple, yellow.
Wilson Carbide and Acetylene Works. Always your friend, Thomas Wilson. Looks like a pattern for some kind of dance step. Maybe I'd better keep this.
Definitely. Actually, I can take a picture of that with my phone so I can remember. Okay, got it. Did I go the wrong way? Yes. Annoying. One sec.
Guess Camille liked to collect dolls.
Nice, so we found watermelon tourmaline.
More pipes to connect.
Oops, didn't mean to exit out. Alright, so connecting.
There, all done.
Alright. Anything to check off?
I'm done with that.
Nope.
I'm done with that. I'm done with that. I'm done with that. Finish that. Can't check that off yet. I'm done with that. Still have...
Alright, hold on. SVF.
The 3rd of November, 1901, from somewhere in Colorado. Dear Ruth, I know that we've never met, but now that your father, my estranged brother, is gone, you are my only living relative. I am writing to you to tell you about my mine before I, too, depart this earth, and its location is lost forever. I cannot tell you outright where it is, lest this epistle fall into the wrong hands, but with the information which follows, and with my train, which shall be yours upon my death, I promise that you'll be able to find it. First, you will need a map. To obtain it, know that my travels have taken me all over this great country, to towns which can be difficult to find, to Calico, Silverado, and Central City, to Dodge City, Virginia City, and Tombstone. To locate the mine on the map, you'll need my projector. When it comes to placing the stones, you'll need to ask someone who holds a warm place in my heart. I have stored his name accordingly, but to retrieve his name, you'll have to give the dolls an order. This will require looking inside Camille's dancing shoes for the name of their maker, and wearing the shoes as you perform her favorite step on the dance floor. As for my beloved Camille, she has 4 words for you, words which, when translated into numbers and used in combination, will help power my projector. But alas, she's taken them with her to her grave. So go to Copper Gorge, Colorado, and pay your respects, and let some of her goodness rub off on you. I promised Camille that this train would always be her home. In return, she promised to never leave, and indeed she never has. People say I'm crazy, but I've seen her, and heard her, and feel her presence on the train even today, 20 years after her untimely death. So above all else, my dear niece, let nothing happen to my train. It holds wonderful things. Kindest regards, Jake Hurley.
Let's do that doll puzzle. Paul puzzle. I don't know anybody named Paul, so that wasn't internal.
This
don't
is
know
where
what I'm
Jake's
talking about.
pickaxe goes.
Right.
That must be the projector Jake mentioned in his letter to Ruth. Darn, the name of the shoes is so faded I can't tell what it is. Maybe Bess and George can help me figure out who made them.
Oh no, not home. Oh. There.
Hello?
Hi, Bess.
Hey, what's going on?
Lori gave me a letter that Jake Hurley wrote to his niece, telling her how to find his gold mine.
If Lori knows where the mine is, why doesn't she just make a beeline for it?
Because apparently Jake was too paranoid to tell his niece outright where it was. So he filled the letter with all these weird, obscure clues. I don't think Lori could make heads or tails of them. I know I barely can.
Sounds like when he lost his wife, Jake may have lost a few marbles as well.
I discovered this cabinet full of old dolls in the caboose.
Old dolls make my skin crawl. Whose were they?
They belonged to Jake's wife, Camille. Jake mentioned them in his letter to his niece.
They could have been Jake's, you know. I mean, they never had a child of their own, right? So maybe after Camille died, he went a little bonkers. Oh, Bess. Hey, I'm just trying to think outside the box here, okay? Something it wouldn't hurt you to do from time to time, little Miss No Imagination.
You know, maybe I'll just put this paintbrush down, walk out that door, and let you do this all by yourself.
No! You've got to keep painting. If I don't get this done by tomorrow, I'll be grounded for a month. I was just kidding about your imagination. It's wonderful. You're wonderful. Very, very wonderful.
That's more like it.
The name of the company that made Jake's wife's dancing shoes is too faded to read. But to find Jake's mine, I need to know what it is.
Hey, I know what you can do. Take a picture of them with your cell phone, then send it to us, and we'll check them out for you.
But I thought you guys had to paint Bess's room.
Boring. Besides, we're going to have to take a break soon because we're almost out of paint.
Probably because Bess has gotten more on me than she has on the walls.
Anyway, send us a picture of the shoes via cell phone as soon as you can.
Actually, I already sent you a picture of the shoes.
Well then, hey, we're on it.
Ah, you guys are the greatest.
I know.
Need anything else?
Talk to you soon.
Okay. Well, George, back to work.
Yes?
Bye.
You go, girl.
That was productive.
Yes?
You're reading The Moon Tells No Lies, Charlene Purcell.
We'll talk some more later.
As soon as you figure it out, let me know.
All right.
Hello?
Hey, Bess, it's me. Got the name of those dancing shoes yet?
Still working on it.
I'll talk to you guys later.
Let us know what happens.
Got that.
Glad you dropped in. Lori told me she'd given you a letter from Jake Hurley that says how to find his mine.
That's right. You can read it if you want.
Lori should have given that to me. I mean, I'm the trained professional around here. Let me take a look. I've seen enough. 2 words. Useless. Those are just the rantings of a guy who spent way too much of his life swirling mud around in pans under the hot sun. 5-star nut job.
Lori says she found this letter in a wastebasket.
Exactly where it belongs.
How come you told me you and Lori never went out, and she told me you did?
Don't you ever stop asking questions?
I'm a detective. You know how it is.
I dumped her, okay? I'm not proud of what I did. I'm not happy about what I did, but it's done. It's over. Now let's drop it.
If you didn't want to dump her, why did you?
You are incredibly irritating, you know that? I dumped her because people said going out with her would make me look bad. Said she was a joke, that no one took her seriously. Said if I started hanging with her, no one would take me seriously. So I stopped calling.
Did you ever tell Lori any of this?
No. Now take a powder. I don't feel like talking anymore. Still don't feel like talking. Still don't feel like talking.
It's funny when you do it repeatedly, until it's not. All right. Nope. Nope. Nope.
What's up?
Are you by any chance missing a small digital thermometer?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I am. When I went through the box I'd packed them in, that one over there, I came up one short. I was hoping to set up at least 6 in here so I could check for cold spots. How did you know I was missing one?
Because Tino Balducci found it by the emergency brake handle when he was dusting it for fingerprints, and now he thinks you're the one who pulled it.
That's ridiculous. I didn't have any reason to pull the emergency brake.
Is it true that your show is in danger of being canceled?
Newsflash, my show was canceled. Happened last night. But what nobody knows yet is that it's been picked up by a major TV network. Not only am I still on the air, but I'm sitting prettier than ever. Any other questions?
So are you making any progress in here?
Oh yeah, not only am I getting some real unusual EMRs, that's electromagnetic readings, but take a look at this.
You've got something?
I set up a camera and took some time-lapse photos. Sometimes I was in the room, sometimes I wasn't, but somewhere along the line, I managed to get a shot of Camille.
Where? You don't mean that little blob, do you?
Yep, that's Camille.
Okay.
You're skeptical. That's cool. Just remember, the key word when it comes to ghostly phenomena is energy. That blob is the result of Camille's residual life force, spirit if you will, reacting with the chemicals in the photographic paper.
Couldn't it just be a flaw in the photographic paper?
Okay, it could be that too, but it's not. Trust me.
I saw a bunch of weird glowing lights outside the window of the sleeping car.
Really? Actually, I'm not surprised.
Charlena said Jake Hurley used to see them too, only he attributed them to his dead wife, Camille.
They're probably some form of piezoelectricity. See, my guess is quartz crystals in the ground are being compressed as the train passes over them, and the resultant voltage, called piezoelectricity, is manifesting itself as glowing lights, probably because of some quirk in the train's shape or in the composition of the metals used in its construction. It was custom built, remember?
So it's a natural phenomenon, not a ghostly one?
Take it from me. Old Mother Nature was capable of some pretty scary stuff.
Were you in this room the whole time prior to that emergency brake thing?
Of course not. I made a couple of trips to my compartment in the sleeping car to get more equipment. But did I get an overpowering urge to pull the emergency brake while I was there? No.
Well, I'll catch you later.
Take care.
More questions?
I'll let you get back to your writing.
All right, then.
Hey, how's it going?
Balducci wants me to share everything I find out about Jake Hurley with him.
I'll bet he does.
He just doesn't want you to show him up again.
Yeah, he wants you to do all the legwork so at the last minute, bam, he can swoop in and grab all the credit.
I wouldn't tell him a thing, Nance.
Unless it's to get lost.
Tino found one of John Gray's thermometers by the emergency brake handle and is getting ready to throw the book at him.
John Gray threw the emergency brake? Why would he do that?
That was my first question, which makes me wonder if maybe Tino's the one who's up to something.
I still say there's less to all this than meets the eye, if you get my drift.
I get your drift, Joe. I have lived with your drift for years. I am saddled with your drift.
All right, all right.
See you later.
You better.
Hello?
Me again. Just checking to see whether you were able to find out the name of those dancing shoes yet.
Your wish is our command, but hang on to your hat. The name is a real mouthful. The shoes were made by Chaussette Chateaubriand, Chaussetteettes, Chatoyantes. That's French for shimmering socks. Apparently, if you were into dancing in the 1870s, that was the company to get your shoes from.
Chaussettes Chatoyantes. Got it. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for letting us help.
Apparently, Tino and Lori went out a couple of times, but he broke it off.
Why'd he break it off?
Because everybody told him dating her would hurt his credibility.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool.
It's cool that Balducci lets other people tell him who to date?
No, that the three of us know something that like maybe 4 other people in the whole country knows. You scooped the tabloids, Nancy.
Bess, calm down. You're slopping paint all over the phone.
Oh no, it still works, doesn't it? Hello? Nancy? You still there? Hello?
Yes, Bess, I'm still here.
Oh, thank goodness. So what other yummy things have you found out?
I better go.
Remember, when in doubt, call.
For the doll puzzle now. We have info. No, I'm not your mom. Sorry to disappoint. Alright. That it? Box looks important, but it's not, I guess. Okay.
Before you say anything, I just want to say thank you.
For what?
Tino came to see me. He said you'd made him realize what a jerk he'd been for dumping me, and then he asked me out. Isn't that great? He said he doesn't care what anybody else thinks. He thinks we make the perfect couple.
Well, I can't argue with him there.
So what do you want?
Guess I better get to work.
I'll be waiting.
Okay, well, that worked out for all of them. So, that's fine. I keep messing up. Okay.
There. With any luck, I just opened the stove in the dining car.
Hopefully. Let's see.
James Thurston.
Okay. That's the name.
Hey, how's it going?
I think I know the name of Jake Hurley's engineer. James Thurston.
Great! What else do you know about him?
Well, nothing.
Good.
Good.
Yeah, finding out more about him will give us something to do. We'll look into it.
Talk to you later.
You know where to find us.
More questions?
I should get going.
Remember, if it's juicy, I want to know about it.
Engineer,
Hi, I'm Nancy Drew. I talked to you before, very briefly.
you're not the one who pulled the emergency brake, are ya?
No.
Good. Because if you were, I'd have to come back there and throttle you. Old as this train is, it's a wonder it stayed on the tracks.
Is there any way that brake could have been activated accidentally?
You pull on the handle, the wheels lock. You don't pull on the handle, they don't lock. Did somebody pull on the handle by mistake? I guess it's possible, but if you ask me, anybody that stupid has no business being on a train, or anywhere else for that matter. Now, if you don't mind, I gotta get back to work.
Hey, how's it going?
Were you able to find anything out about Jake's engineer, that James Thurston guy?
Good news and bad news. The good news is he had a wife in Copper Gorge, so he may have had children.
The bad news is our internet service provider stopped providing before we could use our cell phones to find out anything else.
That's okay. We can do more checking when we get to Copper Gorge.
Right.
All right. That. And that's it.
More questions?
I'll touch bases with you later.
Remember, if it's juicy, I want to know about it.
Of course you do.
Hey, glad you stopped in. You gotta listen to this.
What have you got?
I put this digital recorder in the corner where Camille showed up in that picture and turned it on so it would just keep recording. Now when you play it back at normal volume, all you hear is background noise. But when you turn the volume way up and run the signal through a filter or two, hear that?
I hear something. It kind of sounds like a woman singing.
Not just any woman.
Camille.
So be careful what you say in here. She's listening.
Well, I'll catch you later.
Take care.
Is that
What's
it?
up?
Thanks for the chat.
Take care.
Oh, wrong way. And we still need the, yep, that code. Not sure what it is yet.
I can't stay mad at a fellow detective. What do you need?
Hope I didn't take up too much of your time.
Don't mention it.
All 2 seconds of it. No. Well, there really wasn't anything to say. I just was checking. Okay.
Yes?
Bye.
I'll be
Okay.
waiting.
Guess that's it. Okay. And I save like this in case I get stuck. And now I can leave. Museum.
Hey there! Welcome to Buell's Old Time Taffy House. Come on over here. Welcome, stranger. Listen, you by any chance get here on that private train what's parked out yonder?
As a matter of fact, yes, I did.
There's a rumor going around that Charlena Purcell's on board. Is that true?
As a matter of fact, yes, it is.
Hot dang if that don't beat all. I've read every single book that gal's ever written. Best writer whatever lived. Did she get off the train too?
I don't think so. She's pretty busy.
Charlena Purcell herself right here in Copper Gorge, breathing the same air as me. Hot dang! Well, welcome, little missy. Go on in and take a gander at what life was like during the heyday of Copper Gorge whilst you sample some of our delicious homemade saltwater taffy.
Sample? As in free sample?
Some taffy on a stick'll cost you 2 tokens, which you can get by winning both those games over there.
How much does it cost to play them?
Well, ain't you the little penny pincher? Fact of the matter is they're free. Less you go messing with the artifacts I got in here. Do that and you'll be headfirst in the nearest snowdrift before you know what hit you.
Where'd all these artifacts come from?
Been in the family for years. For centuries, in fact. See, Buell was my great-great-uncle. This building used to be his general store. During the glory days back in the 1880s, he commenced a pawnbrokering, so the miners Copper Gorge was crawling with back then could raise some cash to pay for grub and tools and such. But pretty soon, the mining boom went bust. And there was Uncle Buell, stuck with a whole store full of junk. Only it wasn't junk to him. Debris from lost lives and broken dreams is what he called it. Couldn't bring himself to get rid of it. So, he passed it on to his kin. My great-granddaddy's the one who come up with the idea of turning the place into a tourist attraction.
Do you by any chance have any of Jake Hurley's things in here?
Jake who?
Hurley. He was a miner. I think he may have left a lamp and a pickaxe with your great-great-uncle.
Never heard of him. Of course, that don't mean his stuff's not here. Just means you're just gonna have to look around and see for yourself. But remember, Susie Q, don't touch.
Pleasure talking to you.
I'll bet it was.
This looks just like the insignia I saw on the train. I'll bet this was Jake's trunk. If this was his trunk, maybe the pickaxe and lamp that I need are inside. Fooey. Rats. Fooey. Rats.
It's about time. Let's try that Yeti one again. Try slow. Yikes. Fast again? I just wanna win.
Neener, neener, neener.
That neener neener is just irritating. I'm far away from him, 'cause I'm way down there.
Neener, neener, neener.
Ugh, so annoying.
Neener, neener, neener.
Let's try again. Really?
Neener, neener,
I'm so
neener.
tired of this game. Really tired. There's no skill in it. It just says either slow or fast balls. Don't land in the purple. Thank you. No, don't land in the purple. No. Please, purple or not purple. Yellow. Oh my gosh, finally. This is a miracle. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Now I never have to play that again, hopefully.
Looks like to get some taffy on a stick, I'm going to need 2 different tokens. This machine only takes tokens.
Yeah, I get that. And... Alright, so I guess we ask her about
You still here?
Do you know what's in that old trunk over there?
Why? You ain't been fooling with it, have you?
Oh no, of course not. No, I just thought it might contain the lamp and pickaxe that I asked you about before.
Well, if it does, you can forget about him, 'cause it's locked. None of my kin have ever been able to figure out how to open it. Not even my cousin Alvin, and he went to junior college.
Would it be okay if I tried to open it?
Well, now, I certainly ain't gonna let you break it open if that's what you're getting at.
Oh no, I would never use force, believe me. But in order to try to get it open, I would have to, touch it.
Nope, sorry, not gonna happen, little missy. Unless...
Unless?
Tell you what, you get Charlene Purcell to come in here so's I can shake her hand, and I'll let you fiddle with that trunk till the cows come home.
You know what? I've got a better idea.
Now, what could be better than me coming face to face with the lady who writes the finest literature this here country's ever seen?
Well, that's just it. If you were to just meet her, you'd have nothing to show for it. Afterwards, she'd go her way and you go yours, and that would be it. But if you were to, say, get her autograph, well, then you'd have something to hang on the wall and brag about.
Okay, make it so's I can meet her and get her autograph.
Oh, but the thing is, she's on a deadline, and if you take her away from her writing, she may fall behind. And if she falls behind, her publisher may pull the plug. And if her publisher pulls the plug, it could ruin her career. Do you really want to risk ruining Charlene Purcell's career?
Good heavens, of course not. All right, you just get me Charlene's autograph, and you got a deal. Just make sure she uses my name. I want it real personal-like.
You bet. And your name is?
Fatima, with an F. None of that weirdo PH stuff.
Okay, Fatima. I'll be right back.
So will I. I'll be right back. Alright, back.
Something tells me I better not go in there without permission.
More questions?
I met a huge fan of yours in town who'd really, really like your autograph. An autographed picture would be even better.
Imagine that. Me having fans way out here in the boonies. Well, I'm sure I have a picture around here somewhere. But what I don't have is a pen. Usually I just ask my assistant for one.
I have a pencil here somewhere.
A pencil won't do, dear. It has to be ink. See if you can borrow a pen from somebody.
Alright, well, we gotta go find a pen, I guess.
What's up?
I really, really need a pen. Could I borrow one from you?
Sorry.
Well, I'll catch you later.
Pleasure talking to you.
What's going on?
Do you by any chance have a pen I could borrow?
Why, I'm surprised at you. Don't you know that every detective should carry a pen?
Actually, I carry a pencil.
Well, as it happens, I got lots of pens. Tell you what, if you can play that Leaping Lizards game I found over there and do better than I did when I played it, which shouldn't be that hard seeing as how smart you are, I'll give you a pen. What do you say?
Sounds good to me.
Okay, the object of the game is to get rid of as many lizards as you can by jumping them with other lizards until you can't jump anymore. Last time I played, I wound up with just 5 lizards. If you can wind up with only 4, the pen's yours. You lost. Guess you're not so smart after all. Try again.
Well, sure.
Yeah, I don't care.
You lost again. One more time?
Well, sure.
You lost again. One more time?
Well, sure.
Ugh, I suck at games.
You lost again. One more time?
Well, sure.
You lost again. One more time?
Hate this
Well,
button.
sure.
I did it! I won!
Talk about luck. Here's your pen.
Talk about
What
that
else
like a
can I do
million
for you?
times.
Hope I didn't take up too much of your time.
Not a problem.
All right. Get out of here.
Have you found a pen so I can autograph that picture?
I got it from Tino. You can keep it. If you could have it say, to Fatima, that'd be great.
There you go. Anything else?
I'll let you get back to your writing.
My publisher thanks you.
Hey, Nancy.
There you are. We've been looking for you.
Yeah, you won't believe the lucky break we caught.
Lucky break? Hey, that was the result of good old-fashioned detective work.
It was the result of your insisting we stop for a cheeseburger.
Guys, what's going on?
Well, it turns out that a grandchild of Jake's engineer still lives around here.
What's more, he hangs out at the local diner. Comes in every day.
Apparently, he's pretty ancient.
Ah, and you found that out when you stopped there so Joe could get a hamburger.
Cheeseburger.
The thing is, the owner of the diner wouldn't agree to point the guy out unless one of us fills in for his short order cook.
He's got to go home and wait for the cable guy or something.
And since Joe here barely knows how to boil water, guess who got the job?
Way to go, Joe.
Hey, I can boil water. It's just that when it's got things floating in it, I get confused.
Speaking of confused, get this. Balducci convinced Lori that Jake's mine is somewhere right here in Copper Gorge, so he, Lori, and John Gray are hiking up the mountain out there even as we speak.
Like that bumblebrain's gonna find anything.
Sounds like now might be a good time to do some serious poking around on the train.
Good thought.
Hey, I better get going. Wish me luck.
I'll go with you. You can make me a cheeseburger.
Got that autograph?
Got something better, an autographed picture.
Hot dang! She spelled my name right and everything. Go ahead, little missy. Have a go at that trunk. Whatever's inside it's all yours.
This indentation looks familiar.
Do I just do orange, blue, green, red, purple, yellow? Maybe? Okay, no.
There we go.
Oops, wrong. Okay. G. G. E. G. A. G. B. E. E. F. E. D. C. Awesome.
A spyglass. I'll bet it's the one I need for Jake's projector.
Nice. Got the spyglass.
Check. Still have... I'm done. I'm done with that. I'm done with... Finish that. I'm done. Finish that. I'm done with... Check. Finish that. Still have to do... Check. Finish... Check. Still have... Finish that. Still have to do that. I'm done with that. I'm done with that. Can't check that. I'm done with that. I'm done with that. Still have... Finish that. Check. Still have... Finish that. Haven't done that.
Okay. Now we can go grab the other gemstones. Carson's carbide.
Carbide. Just what I need to make that lamp I found work.
Okay. Did I find all of them?
Check.
Yep.
What's up?
I hear Tino took you and Lori for a little hike today.
Don't remind me. Turns out Tino had no idea where he was going. Good thing for him, my fingers were frozen stiff. Otherwise, I would have strangled him.
Well, I'll catch you later.
Come back anytime.
More questions?
You didn't go on Tino's expedition to Jake's mine?
Please. The man barely knows where his head is. If he's the one who finds that mine, I'll eat my laptop.
Get your
I
head
should
in the
get going.
That would be
Tino.
nice.
Yes,
You startled me. Do you work here?
I do. Are you looking for someone?
Yes, Camille Hurley. She died back in the 1800s.
Ah, Camille. Beautiful crypt, wonderful view, good drainage. Whoever buried her must have loved her very much.
May I go inside it?
You may, but unfortunately you can't.
Why not?
I accidentally dropped the key down the grate that's in front of the crypt. If you can retrieve it, you can keep it. I'm having another one made. But if you do go into the crypt, just remember, you won't be alone.
Okay.
I need a key. I need a key.
Where'd that? Oh, there it is.
Can't get in without a key. Well, there's the key. Gotcha. I need a key.
All right.
This indentation looks familiar.
Nice.
See you. See you. PB. PB. I need to match that shape. I need to match that shape.
PB lead.
In the letter he wrote to his niece, Jake said she should go to Camille's grave and let Camille's goodness rub off on her. Rub as in rubbing, maybe? If I am supposed to make rubbings of these pillars, I'll need a pencil, which I already have, and some nice thin paper. If there's a hidden message here, I'll never find it at this rate. Maybe making a rubbing would help.
Yeah, we get that. And I guess that's it. Alright. Let's move on. Save first.
Welcome back.
It was fun talking to you.
Ditto, little missy.
What fits here? Well, here's Jake's lamp. Another slug. Could come in handy. But where's his pickaxe?
There is his pickaxe.
You still here?
Have you by any chance ever come across a pickaxe that had the initials JH carved into it?
Why?
Because it used to belong to Jake Hurley, and I really, really need it. I thought it would be in that old trunk, but it wasn't.
You got that trunk open? Wait till I tell Cousin Alvin. He thinks he's so smart. As for that pickaxe, so happens I got it upstairs in my kitchen. Use it to open the coconuts Aunt Lucy sends me every year from Hawaii.
Do you think I could have it?
Why, no, you can't have it. How would I open them coconuts?
But your great-great-uncle, do you really think Buell would approve of you using something that belonged to some poor miner to open coconuts?
Ah, okay. I'll let you have the pickaxe. After you do something for me.
Sure.
I got a bunch of taffy over there what needs sorting. Just follow the directions that are posted by the machine. Them belts get moving pretty fast, so you gotta keep your wits about you. While you're doing that, I'll fetch that pickaxe.
You got a deal.
Alright, let's save again, I guess. $10 for $1. Taffy sorting machine, taffy for sale. Yes, taffy, sweet taffy. Taffy kitchen. Okay.
Wax paper for the taffy. Would you mind if I took a piece of wax paper?
Guess I could let you have a piece.
Yes, indeedy.
Got that taffy sorted?
No problem. That was easy.
You sneak any freebies while you were at it?
Oh no, I would never do that.
Well, ain't you the goody two-shoes? Truth is, wouldn't have minded too much if you had, long as you fessed up to it. Here's the pickaxe. Cracked the handle pretty bad on the last batch of coconuts. You sure you want it?
Positive.
There you go. Don't hurt yourself.
I won't. Thank you. Hello?
Hey, it's Frank. I'm in the kitchen of the diner playing short order cook.
Has that grandchild of Jake's engineer showed up yet?
Just came in with this lady who's even older than he is. And get this, he's a retired miner, so every time I finish an order and ring the pickup bell, he thinks it's the mine shaft elevator bell. And for some reason it makes him start telling his lady friend about his grandfather.
You mean you ring the bell and he starts talking about James Thurston?
Exactly. Of course, 5 seconds later, he's rambling on about something totally unrelated, but I just fill an order, ring the bell, and ding, he picks up right where he left off. That is, unless I fill the order wrong and the waitress chews me out. She's got a voice like a chainsaw, very distracting.
Sounds like you better keep your ears open and your nose to the grindstone.
I am, just wanted to keep you posted.
Well, good luck.
Thanks, talk to you soon.
Alright. So volcano burger, onions, jalapeno, hot mustard, bacon, cheese. Onions. Those are pickles. Jalapeno, hot mustard. bacon, cheese.
So do you know what you want to order yet, Edna?
I'm still looking.
Did I tell you that my granddaddy was the engineer on a private train owned by one of the richest men that ever passed through Copper Gorge? Jake Hurley was his name. Yes, sir, my granddaddy was Jake's private engineer for more than 25 years. Told my daddy that men don't come any crazier than Jake Hurley, or any nicer. Treated my granddaddy real well, and told him stuff. Real important. Yes, sir, Jake Hurley told my granddaddy things he never told another living soul. Not even his wife. I tell you about her, Edna?
I don't think so.
Camille was her name. Camille Boulet. That's French, you know. Of course, she died so young that poor Jake didn't have time to tell her anything. According to my granddaddy, one summer day she had a dizzy spell and fell and hit her head. She didn't take well to the heat, see? And sometimes in the summer, when they were going through the desert, why, that train'd be just like an oven. Anyway, the way my granddaddy died, that was kind of strange, too. I ever tell you how my granddaddy died?
No, I don't think you did.
My daddy, he came home from school one day to find a railroad official telling his mom that Granddad been found dead in Blue Moon Canyon, Nevada. He was in the engine of Jake Hurley's train, just kind of slumped over with his hand still on the throttle. The strange thing is, nobody else was on board the train, yet the door to the engine was locked and barred. It was like Granddad was trying to keep someone out, like he was running from something, like something finally scared him so bad.
Hey, look, Mr. Temporary Cook Person. If I served this, my customer would throw a fit. Just make me what's on that check, okay?
That cook had better get on the stick, or we're all gonna go deaf out here.
Alright. Everything minus the peas.
Yo, you back there in the kitchen, Mr. Loser! You messed up again! Do it over, okay? Now!
I don't understand. It said everything minus the peas, so I guess I'm gonna just do peas now, just to make them even angrier. Since they're gonna be difficult. Ew.
Yo, you back there in the kitchen, Mr. Loser! You messed up again! Do it over, okay? Now! Yo, you back there in the kitchen, Mr. Loser! You messed up again! Do it over, okay? Now!
Okay. Avocado, tomato. This would be gross. This is just too much. But it said everything minus the peas, so that's what I'm doing. There.
I ever tell you about the mine my granddaddy said Jake Hurley'd found?
He found a mine?
A couple years before he died, Granddad told my daddy that Jake found a vein in the mountains somewhere and was mining it all by himself, so no one would steal it out from under him. He wouldn't even tell Granddad where the mine was. What he'd do is have Granddad drive the train real slow so he could jump off without Granddad seeing him. Then Granddad would pick him up at a prearranged spot a few days later. Oh, they didn't call him Crazy Jake Hurley for nothing. Speaking of crazy, you see how much Abner's charging for a haircut at that shop of his now? $20! But what's even crazier is people are actually paying him that. I told him the only way I'd pay him $20 would be if I came in with hair down to my knees. He just laughed and said I was a crazy one. $20 for a haircut? What is this world coming to? But the craziest thing Jake Hurley ever did was tell Granddad the secret to finding his mine. He made him swear to tell it to my daddy and nobody else. Eventually, my daddy, he told me, and it was so bizarre that I remember it to this day, though I sure don't understand how it'd help anybody find his mine. But since my daddy didn't tell me not to tell anybody, this is what Crazy Jake Hurley told Granddad, word for word. The eye of the tiger is fixed on a star. Zircon lies in fingers that scar. Amethyst floats in a hand from the deep. Citrine is what the foul mouth shall keep. Tourmaline by a soft arm is ensnared. Peridot rests at the foot of the mare.
The eye of the tiger is fixed on a star. Zircon lies in fingers that scar. Amethyst floats in a hand from the deep. Citrine is what the foul mouth shall keep. Tourmaline by a soft arm is ensnared. Peridot rests at the foot of the mare?
Frank, are you sure that's what he said?
I'm positive.
Do you think he could have been pulling your leg?
Look, this guy was old, okay? I mean, we're talking Jurassic. And guys that old don't joke around. They don't have time to. What you just heard is what I heard, word for word.
Got anything else?
I almost forgot. You gotta check this out.
It's just an old letter, Frank.
You bet it's an old letter. From Samuel Clemens.
Oh my gosh, where'd you get this?
I found it in the caboose.
Apparently, he and Jake were pen pals.
Wish I had a famous writer for a pen pal.
When Joe gave it to me, I about flipped. I know I should turn it over to Lori, and I will, but it's just so darn cool.
I still don't see what the big deal is. I mean, it's not like it's from Mark Twain or anything. What?
See you soon.
If you need anything, just let us know. Back already?
Talk to you later.
If you need anything, just let us know.
And speedrunning it. No, that's done in the past. We've been working on this for hours. Oh, I didn't get the 6. I don't think. Where's the 6? Okay. We have to go all the way back. There we go. onto the equal picture.
More pipes. Why am I not surprised?
And certain ones affect the way others move. Fun. Okay. No.
There, that looks right.
Oh yeah, we have to do the rubbings.
Wisdom, charity, purity, eternity.
Alright, we can get the sleeping car grate now. And go to the we can go to the sleeping car grate now to type in those numbers.
And naturally, we have still more pipes.
Yeah, naturally. Okay.
That should do it. Can't check that. Still have to do that. Finish that. Finish that. Check. 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 Finish. Check. I'm done with that. Finish that. Check. Finish that. Check. I'm done with that. Finish that. Finish that. I'm done with that. Check. Still have to do that. I'm done with that. Check. I'm done with that.
Right. It's been a while. I'll call them.
Hello?
Hi, Bess.
Hey, Nance. Listen, I'm dying to know. What's it like to finally work with Frank and Joe Hardy?
Oh, Bess, you're incorrigible.
Hey, if you don't want to hear, just go over there and don't listen. She's listening. So what's it like?
Well, Frank is serious and methodical, while Joe is kind of happy-go-lucky and impulsive.
They're not trying to boss you around and be all manly all the time?
No, not at all. They're great.
George has a thing for Frank.
Well, you like Joe. But the real question here is, which one does Nancy like?
Ooh, yeah. Which one do you like?
Neither. I like Ned, remember?
Oh, yeah. Ned. Good old, dependable Ned.
You think he's boring, don't you, Bess?
You think I think he's boring? Hey, I think what you think is much more important than what I think.
Translation? She thinks he's boring.
John Gray claims to have Camille's voice on tape.
Really? Did you hear it?
I heard a woman singing, but it was very faint.
You heard an actual ghost?
Bess, whatever I heard was barely audible. For all I know, it could have been a voice off the radio or something.
Did the real Camille like to sing?
According to Charlena, she did.
Well, there you go. You heard a ghost.
Oh, Bess, you are so gullible.
Open-minded.
Gullible.
I went inside the crypt where Jake buried his wife, Camille.
Was she still there?
As far as I know.
Did you see her?
No, she was kind enough to stay in her coffin.
Was it like totally gross and creepy in there?
No, it was very peaceful. Almost pleasant.
Any idea how she died?
Frank told me that he overheard the grandson of Jake's engineer say she died after she fell and hit her head.
Did she fall? Or did Jake, give her a little push?
The guy who takes care of the cemetery says he can tell from the way he buried her that Jake must have loved Camille a lot.
Ah, but did he love her? Or did he just have a guilty conscience? That's the question.
Talk to you soon.
Okay.
I need a pickaxe. If I had a lamp, this is where I'd put it. Okay, looks like that goes there. There's still water in it, which means it must be out of carbide.
I have a tiger's fixed on a star.
This is where a gemstone goes. I need to find the gemstone that goes here.
Nope, other way.
I need to find the gemstone that goes here. Nothing happened. The jewels must not be in the right place.
Alright, no, it's okay. I messed up this one. Okay. It's okay. Happens.
I need to find the gemstone that goes here. Whoa, looks like I did something right. There, it should work now. Oh no! What I need is some duct tape. I need to fix the handle.
Okay, where's the duct tape? Yeah.
Hello?
Hi, Beth.
Hey, what's going on?
about a hint?
You bet.
The handle of the pickaxe broke when I pulled on it, but I think I can fix it with duct tape, if I knew where I could get some.
Just ask around. Everybody's got duct tape. Do you have duct tape, Bess? Right here in my purse. See? Oh my gosh, she does.
Okay, thanks a bunch.
You're welcome a bunch.
Goodbye.
What's up?
Would you by any chance have any duct tape?
Got some right there in my gearbox. That's the good news. The bad news is, I can't open the box. It's an antique lockbox that I found in this abandoned monastery I scoped out on my show last year. You can open it with either the key, which I just discovered I forgot to bring with me, or the combination, which you're supposed to be able to figure out just by looking at the box. Fortunately, I didn't put anything critical in there. I've never tried to open it without the key, but if you want that duct tape, go ahead and give it a shot.
Thanks, I think I will.
If you get it open, the duct tape's all yours.
There's an image on each of those buttons. They tell a story, maybe? I bet the animals should start from the left shore. There, good as new. Oh, sorta. Nothing happened. This contraption is obviously powered by something, but what?
Hello?
Hi, Bess.
Hey, what's going on?
How about a hint?
You bet.
That contraption of Jake's that's supposed to show me where his mine is. I can't figure out where it gets its power. Any thoughts?
If you look at it real close, you'll see that there are pipes running out of it toward the front of the train. Those are steam pipes. And if you check out the front of the dining car, you'll find a wheel. Turn it to the right and steam will start flowing toward the car where Jake's projector thing is. But in every car in between, including the dining car, there's up so
And we have liftoff.
Something huge. Great job, Amy.
Thank you. Sounds like the train's leaving. Where's it going? Well, Frank and Joe will make sure it comes back for me. I hope. Whoa! Oh, right. This is the entrance to Jake's mine. Whoa, what's going on here? Jake's color wheel seems to be pointing toward purple. Wow, glowing lizards. Cool, but weird. Wonder what that's doing there. I can't get through here. Uh-oh, there's some kind of chamber on the other side of those poles. But if I move the wrong one, the ceiling will collapse. Jake was too meticulous not to have left a clue somewhere as to how you're supposed to move them. I wonder if it has something to do with that symbol I saw before. I've seen that symbol before. Okay, so far so good. I should be able to get through there now. Jake Hurley, I presume? Camille, It figures he'd be carrying a picture of her. There's something underneath it. Looks like a letter. April 14th, 1865. Your humble friend, Abe. Oh my gosh, this is from Abraham Lincoln. And April 14th is the day he was assassinated. This letter must be worth a fortune.
That's just what I thought, too. See, what I didn't tell you when I gave you that letter Jake wrote to Ruth is that I also found his diary, which is how I found out he'd gotten to be friends with President Lincoln, and that he'd gotten a letter from Abe that he knew would be so valuable someday that he always kept it on his person. Can I have it?
Sure.
See, I knew if we could just find Jake's body, we'd find the letter. And you did it, Amy. You did it. I'm going to be famous. Good famous for once.
So you never really cared about finding Jake's mine?
Nah. I mean, it would have been nice if it was filled with gold and silver and stuff, but this is what I was really after.
And you followed me because you didn't trust me?
I trusted you to find it. I just didn't trust you to give it to me. And now that you have, you know, I'd really, really be famous if I could say I found this all by myself. But even if I got you to lie for me, how do I know you'd keep lying? Oh my gosh. What if there was like this cave-in and we were trapped, but I was the only one who made it out?
Excuse me?
Oh my gosh! That way I could not only say that I found the letter, but that I tried to save you. Only you did something stupid, and it was all I could do to save myself. Oh my gosh! I'd make the national news for sure, and people would say I was smart and resourceful and courageous even.
Lori, you can't be serious. That's crazy.
You don't understand. People are finally going to respect me. I have to do this. Sorry.
Lori! The opening's blocked. I'm trapped. I'd better get out of here before something else caves in. Maybe I could get out of here in this. Lori, are you all right?
Nancy, is everything okay?
It is now.
As soon as we discovered you and Lori weren't on the train, we jumped off and hightailed it back here.
What the heck's going on?
I'm sure Lori will be glad to tell you all about it.
Darn you, Natalie.
It's Nancy. Dear Hannah, some hostess Lori Gerard turned out to be. When her father heard that she'd tried to seal me up in that mine, he canceled all her credit cards and said that from now on, Lori'll have to support herself. She has yet to stop crying. Tino Balducci told reporters that he knew what Lori was up to all along, and said he let Frank, Joe, and me solve the case so we amateurs could enjoy his limelight. Joe was just about to belt him when a big argument broke out between John Gray and Charlena over whether John had really recorded Camille's ghost. She started calling him a crackpot, and then he started calling her a hack. Then, well, let's just say that soon the press was no longer interested in what Tino had to say. As for Jake Hurley, it turns out that his letter from Abe Lincoln is worth a small fortune. Pretty ironic, huh? Jake spent his whole life searching for gold, when all along he possessed something far more valuable. His uncanny knack for making friends. Love, Nancy.
Fanfare, oh god, what's this gonna be? You've been awarded the title of Hello Dolly Award for rearranging the dolls in no time flat.
Have you ever been to Paris, France? Well, preparez-vous, because that's where my next mystery adventure takes place. I'm going to be the assistant to Minette, a famous fashion designer. I'll be working undercover to find out why she's been acting so peculiar lately, throwing tantrums, firing people. She's even started wearing a mask for no apparent reason. Her studio is in this spooky-looking centuries-old moulin. That's French for windmill. Of course, that doesn't have anything to do with her strange behavior. Or does it? Only one way to find out. Help me solve my next case. Danger by design. À la prochaine!
Okay, that's it. Thank you for joining me. I know that I still have to post next installments in Resident Evil 4, but kind of messed up in recording, and so I don't know. I'm not sure when I'm gonna pick it back up again. Honestly, when I was playing it was during a hard time in my life, so I mean, I never really. I'm like going day by day here. But thank you for joining me, and I hope you all take care and see you next time.